my unicorns! Today I want to talk to you about someone very, very special to me. It's my dog, Mochi. Mochi is a 5-pound, almost 2 years old Pomeranian, and she saved my life. And today I'm going to tell you the story about how that happened. It's not a toy. It's not a toy. It's your sister. Be nice. She thinks it's for her. This is very special to Mom, and you can't have this. No. Well, this is Sushi. She's going now, though. Mochi, you have to be in the video. Sit. So, when I was growing up, I always had dogs. Mochi's chewing a bone very loudly. You're just going to have to forgive her. She's feasting. I was just always around animals my whole life. They are really important to me. And when I moved out when I was 17, I was extremely depressed because I couldn't bring my Labrador with me. For Christmas, my parents and I agreed that I could get a puppy. And that puppy was a Pomeranian named Sushi. She was this little tiny fluff. When I got her, she could fit in the palm of my hand. She was sand colored and she had the silliest personality of all time. That dog got me through some of the most insane things of my life. There were times, especially through college and my early 20s, when I don't think I would have made it without Sushi. I would think about things like suicide, but then I would think, well, but if I leave this mortal coil and this mortal plane, who's gonna love Sushi the way that I love Sushi? Sushi, I would joke, she was my familiar. She was so special to me. And I had Sushi for 8 years. She was my best friend in the whole world. This is hard to talk about. In November of 2014, I was walking down the street in downtown Los Angeles and a husky attacked my little Sushi. It's hard to be serious when this dog is just crunching a bone over here. So this is what she does. She makes my sadness happiness with her strange antics. Anyway, so this dog attacked Sushi and I jumped in and intervened and the dog started attacking me. Sushi, all 4 pounds of her, leapt back into the fray to try to protect her mom, and the big dog grabbed her again. I took her to the vet. I was hysterical, obviously. I was bleeding everywhere. The dog had bit through my hand. And the vet told me she was gonna be okay. Said she has some internal bruising and she had a really bad incision on her side, but they said like she's gonna make it. She's just gonna be really sore for a couple of weeks. And I was so relieved. And then at 2 a.m. that night, I got a call saying that her heart had stopped. And it was the worst pain that I've ever felt in my entire life. Nothing can come close to just basically seeing your best friend get murdered in front of you and then thinking she's gonna be okay and then she leaves you. I don't remember much about that night after that. I remember screaming really loudly, and then the next thing I remember is being in the vet with her little body still in my arms and it was still warm. And I just wanted her to come back so bad. And I didn't know what to do after I lost her, you know? She'd been there with me through everything since I was 17 years old. Every step of the way, there was always Sushi. And then there just wasn't. I was catatonic with grief. I couldn't stop crying. I wouldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. The only thing that helped me at all was to get completely drunk and take a bunch of Xanax and then pass out. It was the only way I couldn't feel pain. There was just this hole in my heart. There was nothing there to fill it, you know? It was the lowest I've ever been in my entire life. I didn't know how to go on without my best friend because she was the thing that had always kept me going. And then I found Mochi. The only thing when I was grieving Sushi that helped me at all was to look at pictures of Pomeranian puppies online. I was on eBay classifieds and I saw a picture of Mochi as a puppy. She was so cute. She had so much sass even in her picture. And I called my parents and I was like, I found the puppy. I need this puppy. This puppy will help me. So my parents helped me buy her. I got her without meeting her, but I just knew there was a feeling in my heart. Mochi was from a litter of 3. She had 2 brothers. And the girl would send me all these videos because she was about 3 hours away, so I couldn't like just go over and see Mochi. I would just like obsessively watch them over and over, and it was the only thing that was making me happy. Like I was still depressed, I was still miserable, I was having nightmares, I was diagnosed with intense PTSD. Everything was really bad still, but there was this little light, and that light was Mochi. So the day came that I got to go get her, and I woke up early and I went up to Pismo Beach with 2 of my friends, and I walked in the door and this little wiggly ball of fluff and love greeted me. It was the first time I'd smiled or felt anything other than pure, unending sadness since Sushi died. And I held this tiny little thing in my arms and I cried so hard, but this time it was out of joy. And when we were on the way home, my little Mochi crawled up on my shoulder and she stuck her head in my hair and went to sleep. I knew that I loved her so much at that moment. Then she turned into this dog. This lovely, little, hilarious, weird dog. I love her so much. I've suffered anxiety my whole life, and I've always dealt with it pretty well, but after Sushi happened and then a lot of other really, really horrible, life-altering stuff happened to me, it got to a point where it was unmanageable. I had really bad PTSD from the Sushi incident and another incident. I still do, because you live with that forever, but it was to the point where I was having 2 to 3 panic attacks a day, if not more. And it was horrible. I couldn't live my life. I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. Mochi is registered as my emotional therapy animal now. And she knows, just inherently, because dogs are magic, she knows that when mom's upset, she has to come quietly sit. So when I'm having a panic attack, she's my anchor to reality. And she's so good. She's so good about just like coming and being with me. I know that Sushi sent her to me somehow. I think Sushi knew that I needed Mochi to heal my heart and help me through some really terrible stuff, because I think if I wouldn't have had my dog through some of the things that happened to me after Sushi, I don't know how I would have gone on. She just makes everything better. I can be in the saddest mood and I walk through the door and she greets me with her stupid little smiley face, and that's all I need in the world. I think the weirdest thing about Mochi is that she doesn't bark ever. She only barks to the mailman, but she's the quietest dog I've ever met. She saved me, you know, and I really think that dogs are so important, or animals in general are so important. If you're struggling, you should look into getting your animal registered as an emotional therapy animal, or pour all of your emotion into them and realize that they are there for you and only you, and they love you so much. And Mochi loves you so much. If you don't have your own animal, Mochi sends love to all of you. Tell me your dog or pet stories in the comments. I would really love to hear them. Like and subscribe. Thanks for listening to my story about my dogs. Love and puppy paws, everybody. See you next time.